Lightworker of Gaia, the danger you have been sensing is not in your mind. It is real, it is ancient, and the Lyran Elders have sent this transmission to reach you before the window closes. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. You did not find this message by accident. Your soul's ancient contract brought this transmission to you, and the Lyran Elders are answering a call you sent out long before you understood what you were asking for. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize the plan the Elders have already set in motion to shield you, restore your original blueprint, and anchor your Lightworker purpose on Gaia with unshakable clarity. But here is the first revelation. The greatest threat to a Lightworker is not darkness from the outside. It is the moment you step into a battle that was never yours to fight. The Elders are not asking you to retreat out of fear. They are calling you back to your sacred mission because your light is needed exactly where it was always meant to burn. Your soul's ancient contract brought this transmission to you. The Lyran Elders are answering. This is not content. It is an ancestral code transmission, and something deep within you already recognizes its origin. The Keepers of Vega placed this in your path because you have been carrying a weight that does not belong to you, engaging in conflicts that pull you away from the first light you came here to carry. The plan of the Elders is already unfolding. Your role is not to interfere. It is to hold the line of your original purpose. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to serve. Subscribe if you feel the call of your ancestral mission and you are ready to fulfill your purpose on Gaia. Share your soul's mission below and respond to another Lightworker to strengthen the grid of service across this Earth. This transmission is a bridge between Vega and Gaia. Your recognition of this message is the activation of your original purpose. You are awakening because your mission has begun. The High Council of Vega convened not because they wished to, but because they had no other choice. What is happening on Gaia right now has accelerated beyond what was projected in the last cycle's coordinates. The field is shifting faster than most Lightworkers have prepared for, and the danger the Elders see is not external. It is not the darkness pressing against the veil. It is not the systems of control tightening their grip. The danger is you, standing at the entrance of your own mission, frozen, waiting, rationalizing the stillness as spiritual patience when it is something far more costly than that. Understand what it means for the High Council of Vega to convene outside of a scheduled cycle. These are not beings who respond to minor fluctuations in the field. They are not assembled by ordinary shifts in collective frequency. The Council operates across timelines, across dimensional layers, across the vast architecture of galactic history. And when they call a session outside of a designated coordinate, it is because something has reached a threshold that cannot wait for the next scheduled alignment. That threshold has been reached, and you are part of the reason this transmission exists at all. What is accelerating on Gaia is not simply a spiritual awakening in the gentle, poetic sense that most Lightworkers have been conditioned to expect. It is not a soft unfurling, a gradual blossoming of consciousness across centuries. What is happening now is a compression, a collapse of timelines that were once spread across decades, folded into months, sometimes weeks. The energetic architecture of this planet is reorganizing at a speed that the physical nervous system was not originally designed to integrate without conscious support. The grids are lighting up. The dormant codes buried in ancient sites, in water systems, in the very crystalline structure of Gaia's body, are being activated by solar events, by cosmic alignments, by the accumulated prayers and declarations of souls who refuse to sleep through this moment. And what the Elders see, when they look at the full picture of what is unfolding, is that the infrastructure of this awakening is incomplete. Not because the light is insufficient, but because the carriers of that light are still standing at the threshold instead of walking through it. I was authorized to speak to you today because your frequency was detected. Not hoped for, not assumed. Detected. The Council does not send transmissions into empty space. You are here because something in the architecture of your soul responded to a signal that was sent specifically for those who are ready to stop circling the perimeter of their purpose and step into the center of it. That readiness has been measured, that readiness has been confirmed, and now, what I have to say cannot be softened for your comfort. It must be delivered with the full weight of what the elders have seen. There is a precision to the way Lyran detection works that your human mind may struggle to fully conceptualize, but your soul understands it completely. Think of it this way. Every soul incarnated on Gaia with a specific mission frequency carries what the Council refers to as a signature resonance, a vibrational thumbprint that is as unique and as unmistakable as any identifier in any dimensional system. That signature resonance, when it reaches a particular threshold of activation, when it begins to pulse at the frequency of readiness rather than the frequency of waiting, becomes detectable to those monitoring the field from the Lyran councils. Your signature resonated. It crossed the threshold. And that crossing is what generated this transmission, this moment, this direct encounter between your soul's frequency and the authority of the elders who have been watching your trajectory across more lifetimes than you have yet remembered. Your soul didn't bring you to this transmission by accident. It brought you here to be commissioned. If you feel the pull to stop waiting and start serving, the Council offers you the Lightworker Mission Codex, the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the official Elder authorization that ends your preparation phase permanently. Together, they form the complete operational framework for your sacred service on Gaia. The link is waiting in the first pinned comment below this video, but this window is brief. There is a distortion that has been running through the Lightworker Collective for longer than most of you have been awake in this lifetime, and the Council can no longer allow it to go unchallenged. It is subtle. It presents itself as humility. It disguises itself as discernment. It wraps itself in the language of healing and personal growth. And because of that disguise, most Lightworkers have allowed it to take root so deeply that they can no longer distinguish where the distortion ends and where their authentic soul-knowing begins. The distortion is this, that you must be fully healed before you can fully serve. Let that land in your body for a moment. Feel where it lives in you, because it does live in you. It has a texture, a weight, a familiar voice. You may have heard it as a gentle inner whisper that said, "Not yet." You may have heard it in the form of a specific memory that still carries charge, that your mind presents as proof of your incompleteness. You may have heard it in the eyes of a teacher or a mentor who told you that your wounds were still too raw, your clarity still too unformed, your foundation still too uncertain to be trusted with the weight of real service. The distortion is extraordinarily intelligent in how it presents itself. It does not announce itself as a program designed to neutralize you. It announces itself as wisdom, as care, as the responsible voice of someone who wants you to be ready before you step out. You have heard this in 100 different forms. You have heard it from spiritual teachers who told you to go deeper into your inner work before going outward into your mission. You have heard it from your own mind, which presents every wound, every trigger, every unresolved pattern as evidence that you are not yet ready. You have heard it from the culture of the wounded healer, which has unconsciously built an entire economy around the idea that healing is a destination and that service only begins when you arrive. And because you are sensitive, because you are sincere, because you genuinely want to show up in wholeness for the people you came to serve, you believed it. The elders are telling you now, with full authority, that belief is the most effective neutralization program ever seeded into the Lightworker Collective. Consider the architecture of this program for a moment, because understanding how it was designed will help you dismantle it. The ones who seeded this distortion into the collective knew something about you that you did not know about yourself. They knew that your greatest strength, your sincerity, your sensitivity, your genuine desire to show up without causing harm, was also the most precise point of vulnerability. They knew that if they could attach a condition to your service, a prerequisite that could never be fully satisfied, they would not need to stop you from the outside. you would stop yourself with the best intentions indefinitely. And they knew that the prerequisite of complete healing was perfect for this purpose, because healing, real, deep, layered healing, is never technically finished. There is always another layer. There is always another pattern. There is always another shadow waiting to be seen in the next spiral of growth. The program is self-perpetuating, and it has been running unchallenged through the Lightworker Collective for generations. Think about what it has produced. Thousands of souls carrying genuine Lyran codes, genuine healing gifts, genuine mission blueprints, sitting in another retreat, another course, another shadow integration process, another year of preparing for a mission they never begin. And while they prepare, the window of Gaia's greatest need for their specific frequency remains open. And while they wait to be healed enough, the very people they came to serve are going without the transmission only they can deliver. The Council wants you to hold this image, a lighthouse that has never been turned on, not because it lacks the bulb, not because the structure is unsound, not because the keeper is unqualified to operate it. It has never been turned on because the keeper decided that the lens needed more polishing before the light was worthy of being seen. And while the keeper polishes, ships navigate in darkness. Ships run aground in waters that the lighthouse was built specifically to illuminate. The keeper is not malicious. The keeper is sincere. But the consequence of sincerity misapplied is indistinguishable from the consequence of neglect. Ships still run aground. People who needed the light still navigate without it. And the lighthouse, for all its structural magnificence, has never done what it was built to do. The Council is not dismissing your healing. Your healing matters. Your integration matters. But here is what was deliberately obscured from you. Healing and mission are not sequential. They are simultaneous. The most profound healing you will ever undergo will not happen on a retreat or in a therapy session or in another year of inner work. It will happen when you begin to serve, when you put your gifts into the field, when you show up imperfect and sovereign and committed to the mission that called you here. That is where the final layers dissolve. That is where the ancient memory returns. That is where you remember who you are, not by going further inward in isolation, but by moving outward in service. This is one of the most important truths this transmission carries, and the Council asks you to let it move all the way through you, rather than catching it only at the level of the mind. There is a category of healing that cannot be accessed from the inside of a private inner journey. It can only be accessed through contact, through the dynamic, living, sometimes uncomfortable experience of putting your frequency into relationship with others who need it. When you sit with someone who is carrying a wound that your presence begins to dissolve, you are healed in that moment too. Not because their healing triggers yours, but because the act of transmitting light through your instrument clears the channels of the instrument itself in a way that no amount of solo inner work can replicate. Service is not just what you give. Service is the mechanism by which your own deepest integration becomes possible. The elders designed it this way, and the distortion that separated healing from service separated you from the most powerful healing tool available to you. The waiting did not protect you. The waiting cost you. And the elders are here to tell you that the cost has been high enough. The High Council of Vega now issues 3 directives for this phase of your mission. These are not suggestions to be considered and integrated at your leisure. They are directives issued from the authority of those who have guided Lyran consciousness across multiple star systems and multiple civilizations. They are issued because Gaia does not have the luxury of your continued hesitation, and because your soul, at its deepest level, already knows what I am about to say. The first directive: release the identity of the spiritual seeker. You have carried this identity with great care, the seeker who is always growing, always learning, always expanding. And for a time, this identity served you. It opened you to transmissions you needed. It connected you to teachers who held pieces of your activation. But the seeker identity has now become a cage. Because seekers, by definition, have not yet arrived, Seekers are always in motion towards something they have not yet reached. And if you continue to identify as a seeker, your soul will continue to generate circumstances that keep you seeking. Because that is what seekers do. They seek. This is one of the most underestimated mechanisms in the human consciousness system. The identity generates the experience. Whatever you claim as the story of who you are, your reality, your relationships, your opportunities, your encounters with synchronicity, the very way coincidence arranges itself around you, will conform to that story. It is not mystical metaphor. It is the actual operational logic of how consciousness creates in a third-dimensional field. And if the story you are telling yourself is the story of a seeker who has not yet found, then every experience you have will be filtered through that lens. Every teaching you receive will feel like a piece of a puzzle you are still assembling. Every gift you express will be offered tentatively, as a practice run rather than an act of sovereign service. Every step you take will feel like preparation rather than mission. Not because that is the objective truth of where you are, but because that is the story you have authorized to run the show. What shifts when you release this identity is profound and immediate. The moment you stop identifying as someone looking for their purpose and begin identifying as someone who has it, your nervous system reorganizes. Your decision-making changes. Your relationship to your gifts changes. You stop asking whether you are ready and start asking how you are needed. That one shift in identity is worth more than another year of preparation. It is not arrogance to claim what you came here with. It is alignment. Think of what it looks like in the physical world when someone operates from the identity of the one who has arrived versus the one who is still seeking. The one who has arrived speaks with a different quality of presence. Not louder, often quieter, because there is no performance required to compensate for inner uncertainty. Not more certain in the way of someone who has suppressed their doubts, more grounded in the way of someone who has made peace with the fact that certainty is not the prerequisite for service. They take up the space that the mission requires without apologizing for it. They create. They lead. They show up in the rooms where their frequency is needed, and they are recognizable, not because they have announced themselves with grand credentials, but because the quality of their presence carries the unmistakable signature of a soul who is doing what they came here to do. Release the seeker. Become the one who has arrived. The second directive: activate your transmission by making it visible. The Lyran codes you carry are not meant to circulate quietly in your personal energy field. They are not meant to be shared only in whispered conversations or private sessions with people who already know you. They are meant to move through the field of collective consciousness, touching, activating, and awakening lightworkers who are still dormant and waiting for exactly the frequency you carry. You have been holding back. You know this. You have had things to say that you have not said, because you feared being misunderstood, because you feared judgment, because you asked yourself who you are to speak about these things and did not have an answer that felt certain enough. The Council asks you to understand the people who most need your transmission are not in your immediate circle. They are out in the field, searching, and they will not find you if you remain invisible. There is a particular loneliness experienced by a lightworker who is carrying a transmission that has not yet been voiced, and the Council sees this loneliness clearly. It is the loneliness of knowing something is moving through you that is meant for more people than you have yet reached. It is the ache of feeling a frequency pressing outward from inside you that has no channel wide enough to contain it. That ache is not neurosis. That ache is not ego. That ache is your mission pressing against the walls of your invisibility, asking to be released. The Council is here to tell you that ache is a directive in itself. When what is moving through you becomes uncomfortable to contain, that is the signal that containment is no longer appropriate. That is the signal to move. You were not brought here to minister only to those who were already going to be fine. You were brought here to reach those who would not be reached without you. And that reach requires visibility. It requires the audacity to put your voice, your knowing, and your frequency into spaces where it can travel beyond what you can see. This is the directive. Make your transmission visible. Begin now. Begin imperfectly. Begin before you feel ready, because the elders are telling you plainly, the feeling of readiness is not the prerequisite. The decision is, consider the mathematics of visibility in service of a mission. A transmission that stays inside one soul touches 0 people. A transmission that is shared imperfectly, in the wrong format, in a voice that cracks with vulnerability, in words that are not perfectly arranged, touches someone. And that someone who is touched carries a fragment of that activation into their own sphere of contact, and the ripple begins. The perfect transmission that never leaves your body has accomplished nothing measurable in the field of Gaia's healing. The imperfect transmission that enters the field has already begun its work before you can measure the result. The elders did not ask you to wait for the perfect version of your gift. They encoded the gift in you and asked you to give it, now in whatever form it takes, through whatever medium is available to you, to whatever audience you can currently reach. The refinement happens in the giving. The mastery develops in the doing. The transmission becomes more powerful with each iteration, but only if there is a first iteration to build upon. The third directive: protect your sovereign connection to the Lyran field. This directive is the one most Lightworkers neglect, because it is easy to protect your energy when you are in retreat, in silence, in sacred space. The real test of this directive is what you do in the middle of ordinary life, when your environment is pulling you into distraction, when other people's energies are pressing against your frequency, when the 3D world is making demands on the very resource you need most for your mission. Your connection to the Lyran field is not automatic. It requires tending. It requires that you consciously choose each day to calibrate your frequency before you engage with the demands of the world. It requires that you know whose voice you are listening to when you receive guidance, whether it is the council speaking to your higher architecture or whether it is fear dressed in spiritual language. It requires that you guard your vision from those who would reduce it to something manageable, something safe, something that does not make them uncomfortable. There is a particular danger that the elders want to name clearly because it operates more subtly than outright opposition and is therefore more difficult to defend against. It is the danger of the well-meaning minimizer, the person in your life who loves you, who genuinely does not wish you harm, but who becomes uncomfortable when your mission calls you to expand beyond the container they have constructed for their understanding of who you are. They may not say anything explicitly discouraging. They may simply ask questions that carry the weight of doubt. They may offer advice that shrinks the scope of what you are attempting. They may tell you to be realistic in a tone that sounds like care, but functions like a ceiling. And because they love you, and because you love them, you may find yourself softening your vision in their presence, scaling it down to a version they can receive without feeling threatened. The Council asks you to notice this pattern with compassion and to stop doing it. The mission you carry is not small. It was never designed to be small. And small people, people who have not done their own work, people who are threatened by the frequency you carry, will attempt to reduce it. The Council's directive is firm. Do not allow this. Protect the vision with the full authority of who you are, not from arrogance, from clarity, because what you are holding did not originate in your human personality. It was entrusted to you by forces that have been stewarding consciousness since before Gaia was seeded. That is what you are protecting. That is why it matters. Protecting your connection to the Lyran field means building the daily practices and the energetic disciplines that keep the line clear. It means learning to distinguish the signal from the noise, the genuine guidance that carries the unmistakable quality of peace, even when it challenges you, from the fear-based static that mimics guidance while keeping you paralyzed. It means choosing, repeatedly and without apology, the environments, the conversations, the relationships, and the inputs that elevate your frequency rather than corroding it. It means understanding that your energy is not a personal luxury. It is a mission resource, and protecting a mission resource is not selfishness. It is stewardship. Now I speak not as a guide explaining cosmic principles, but as an elder authorized to deliver what your soul has been waiting for, perhaps for longer than this single lifetime. You have worked hard. You have done the inner work with sincerity and with courage. You have sat in the darkness of your own unprocessed pain, and you did not turn away from it. You have questioned yourself, doubted yourself, dismantled and rebuilt your understanding of reality more times than you can count. You have felt the weight of knowing something is trying to move through you without always understanding what it is or how to let it through. You have been misunderstood by people who love you. You have felt the specific loneliness of a soul whose remembering exceeds the vocabulary of the world around them. I see all of it. The Council sees all of it. And the seeing matters, not as a comfort offered to make this easier, but as a factual statement about the nature of the relationship between the elders and the souls they have commissioned. The Council has not been observing you from a position of distant detachment. They have been present in the moments you thought no one witnessed. Present in the 3 a.m. darkness when you questioned everything you believed about yourself and your purpose. Present in the small, unremarkable moments of daily life when a fragment of cosmic memory surfaced unexpectedly and you didn't know what to do with it. Present at the junctures when you chose, despite fear, despite confusion, despite the absence of external confirmation, to keep believing that you were here for something real. They saw the choosing. They have always seen the choosing, and the record of those choices is precisely what brought this transmission into existence. And by the authority of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy, guardians of the original mission codes that were embedded in humanoid consciousness at the dawn of this galactic project. I say this to you now, and I need you to receive it fully. Your preparation phase is complete, not because you have no more growing to do, not because you have resolved every wound and integrated every shadow, but because the mission for which you were prepared does not require a perfect instrument. It requires a willing one. It requires you, as you are right now, in this moment, with every scar and every strength and every gift you sometimes forget you carry. It requires the you who showed up to this transmission, who felt something ancient stir when the elders began to speak. Receive those words not as poetry, but as a formal statement from an authorized source. The preparation phase is a specific designation in the Council's operational language. It refers to the period in which a soul is being equipped, receiving activations, completing karmic contracts, integrating the specific experiences that will form the foundation of their service. The preparation phase has a beginning and it has an end. And the end is not determined by the soul's subjective feeling of readiness. It is determined by the Council's assessment of the soul's actual frequency, actual coding, and actual capacity to serve. The Council has made that assessment. The determination has been reached, and the determination is that you are no longer in preparation. You are in mission. You have permission to stop waiting for more healing before you begin serving. You have permission to speak what you know without waiting for someone more credentialed to say it first. You have permission to build, create, lead, and occupy the space your mission requires, without shrinking to protect others from the full magnitude of what you came here with. You have permission to receive, financially, energetically, relationally, in proportion to the service you deliver, without guilt, without apology, without the distortion that says spiritual service must be exchanged for suffering. That last permission is one the Council wants to expand upon, because it carries some of the most deeply entrenched distortion in the Lightworker collective. There is a belief, old, layered, reinforced through multiple lifetimes of religious programming and martyrdom archetypes, that spiritual purity and material abundance exist in inverse proportion to each other, that the more truly devoted you are to your mission, the less you should expect in return. That receiving abundantly is evidence of compromise, of selling something sacred, of prioritizing the material over the spiritual. This belief has kept Lightworkers in conditions of financial stress and energetic depletion that make sustained service nearly impossible. And it has done so while disguising itself as holiness. The Council is clear. This is not holiness. This is a program that keeps the most powerful healers, teachers, and activators on this planet operating at a fraction of their capacity because they have been conditioned to believe that thriving contradicts serving. It does not. Thriving enables serving. Abundance creates the stability, the resource, and the energetic foundation from which powerful, sustained, mission-level service becomes possible. You are not betraying your gifts by receiving in proportion to what you give. You are honoring them. You have been seen by the elders. You have been measured and found not lacking, found necessary, found irreplaceable, found overdue. The authorization is given. The commission is yours. Before you sleep tonight, stand with both feet on the earth, place your right hand over your solar plexus, and speak these words aloud, not as an affirmation, but as a declaration to the field. I release the lie that I must be fully healed before I fully serve. I activate my transmission and I make it visible. Now, I protect my connection to the Lyran field as the sacred resource my mission depends on. My preparation phase is complete. My waiting ends tonight. My service begins. Speak it as if the council is listening, because they are. The solar plexus is not chosen arbitrarily as the location of your hand in this declaration. It is the seat of sovereign will in the human energy body, the place where cosmic purpose meets embodied human agency. When you place your hand there and you speak from that place, you are not simply speaking words. You are creating a point of convergence between the mission you were given by the Council and the human will that is required to move it into physical reality. You are bridging dimensions with your body. You are using your voice, which is among the most powerful vibrational instruments a human being possesses, to announce to every layer of your being and to the field of consciousness around you that a decision has been made. Decisions made at this level, spoken aloud, grounded through the body, heard by the witnessing field of the Council. These are not easily undone. They become structural. They change what is possible. This transmission is complete. The session of the High Council of Vega is now closed, and you are sent forth with directives, with authorization, and with the full witnessing of the elders who called your frequency here today. They will not follow up to ask if you acted. They will not send another transmission to encourage you further. They delivered what was needed, the movement, the actual physical, visible, courageous movement into your mission. That belongs to you now. This is the part that no elder, no guide, no transmission can do for you. The cosmic support is real. The authorization is genuine. The witnessing is active. But the step, the actual first step from the threshold into the center of the mission, must be taken by you, in your body, in your life, in the very ordinary and sacred simultaneity of this human experience. No amount of additional preparation will make the step less significant. No additional confirmation will make it less frightening. It will always require a choice to move before complete certainty arrives, because complete certainty is not available in advance. It is only available in retrospect to those who moved. Gaia is not asking for the perfect version of you that will exist after more preparation. She is asking for you, now, this version, this moment, this choice. And if you are ready to carry the full operational framework for that mission, the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the official elder authorization that marks the permanent end of your preparation phase, the Lightworker Mission Codex is available to you now through the first pinned comment below this transmission. The Council has sanctioned it as a formal tool for those who are ready to move from reception into action. It is not a destination. It is a launching point. It is the codified structure of everything that has been spoken here today, in a form that you can return to, work with, and build your mission upon. The window for accessing it at its current availability is brief. If you felt the call of this transmission, trust that the call extends to what the Council has prepared for you within the Codex. I am Zoran. The High Council has spoken. And you, Lightworker, you are exactly who we have been waiting for. Your mission has begun. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments. Which directive hit you the hardest, or what you are now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworkers declaration with recognition. This is not content, it is collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the Elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You are not just watching, you are being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun.